an exit from reality. Sitting on the sidelines, I opened up my eyes. There was no need for compromise, no need for my disguise. So fuck your advice, I'ma live my life right. I done lit up the dark, used to searching for the flashlight. Training for this life since 1985. So fuck a vacation, I just wanna feel alive.
Got a brand new rhythm, a brand new flow. Still don't give a fuck cause my heart's grown cold. My soul's got a lot to see. I got a brand new rhythm, it's a brand new me. Got a brand new rhythm, a brand new flow. Still don't give a fuck cause my heart's grown cold. My soul's got a lot to see. I got a brand new rhythm, it's a brand new me.
Yeah, I'm in it till my heart stops. They wanna see me flatline. Didn't ask for your acceptance, I don't need a fucking cosign. Understanding jealousy, I've always been a first. There's not a second chance, consider this my rebirth. So here is my suggestion, a lesson for you to live by. Never take advice from a life still in test drive. Peace of mind is overpriced, so move right past it. Who'll never find peace till they lay you in that casket. Stand up, salute, cause today I'm feeling brand new. I'm done with all the games, I ain't into playing family feud. Feeling unrestricted, I'ma take it up to new heights. I'ma keep it raw like a pussy on prime
Got
night.
a brand new rhythm, a brand new flow. Still don't give a fuck cause my heart's grown cold. My soul's got a lot to see. I got a brand new rhythm, it's a brand new me. Got a brand new rhythm, a brand new flow. Still don't give a fuck cause my heart's grown cold. My soul's got a lot to see. I got a brand new rhythm, it's a brand new me.
With clenched fists, my hands steady. I'm ready to take this leap of faith, and my palms sweaty. I'm so afraid, in a state of panic. I'm a basket case. I step back, I'm hell bent. In this first attempt, gotta keep the pace. If God forgives, I'm ready to live this life full of unpromised days. So fuck it now, I'm all in. Hate motherfuckers wanna keep me down, and what goes around, it comes around. If heaven don't want me, then I'm hellbound. And inside my man, it's Southside land. Set fire to the past, walk through these ashes, fighting for the best. Dip black, Freddy Chappin. Come and take a ride with me, motherfucker, hop in. Welcome back at a full clip. All aboard this crazy train. No money, no cars, no champagne, but I'm still alive and I can't complain. We're drama free, it's plain to see. Getting used to these growing pains. Success is certain, back to work, and goddamn, I can feel the change. Side of the coin, I'm paranoid. At the surface, I play it cool and I'm afraid of heights, but out of spite, you put me up on this pedestal. But I love you, and I can't deny. Drive myself crazy with the reasons why I can't come to terms with the word goodbye. And the reason is there's no reply. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades, color fades. Give me the courage, so I'm not afraid, so I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades, color fades. Give me the courage, so I'm not afraid, so I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. So I sit back and relax, still asking myself the same questions. Ignore the facts, I can't turn back. God, please answer me, I'm sick of guessing. I clench my fist, it's gut-wrenching. Show me the way to the peace that I'm missing. I'm not religious, but remember this: I live my life with the best of intentions. Don't bullshit me, it's hard to believe, and everything around me is so diseased. So answer this: who the fuck are you, and who the fuck am I supposed to be? Should I listen to God and all his prophets? Listen to the greed that aligns my pocket. Listen to the hypocrites compared to the prophet. Listen to the pain that I've clearly adopted. I can't move on when I'm stuck in the past. Hard to forget with a flag at half-mast. Hard to live when the move's so fast, and everything around me is made of glass. And I wanna let you know that I got the message. Stuck in the rut and I'm up for suggestions, but where the fuck is the light in my tunnel? So hand me the balance, I'm starting to stumble. They always say that the strong survive. How do we know too young to die? When happiness is in short supply, they hand you a pill and they tell you to try. But I love you, and I can't deny. Drive myself crazy with the reasons why I can't come to terms with the word goodbye. And the reason is there's no reply. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades, color fades. Give me the courage, so I'm not afraid, so I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades, color fades. Give me the courage, so I'm not afraid, so I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. attention. Welcome to my sideshow, enjoy the free admission. The drama club isn't accepting submissions. Done with all that bullshit, this family's nothing to fuck with. Unless you really want it, then we'll add you to that hit list. Tried to prevent these events to such extent, I gave in. I was hell bent, I still lost you in the end. I take 2 sets forward, I take 3 sets back. You can hear the contradiction, maybe I really am a psychopath. The meaning in life, it's not a secret that you keep. It's days and weeks of feeling weak, no sleeping and repeat. Lose your mind and then you find it and get buried underneath the happiness, the pain, and you be getting no relief. What the fuck am I saying? All you faggots paying attention. God blessed you with ears, but you idiots never listen. I guess in what I'm saying, since there is no comprehension, my bleeding heart fell apart, let it be your intervention. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind, lose your mind.
Not yet. Just Hey guys, what's up? What's up? I am Will Bard, and this is not the Cold Beer Confessional. This is Griftbusters episode 4, and we got a pretty good show for you. I got everybody else backstage, so I'm gonna bring them up. Let me get their audio turned on, and then we'll start with. Let's grab Tony from the Veritas Machine. Let's see if I can add you first of all. Oh, it added everybody. But
all right, well, here we go. Hey, everybody.
That kind of happens. So we got Tony, Justice, and M, a Seeker of Truth. Everybody joining us today.
How's everybody
We got a pretty
doing?
decent show. A couple of different things to go through. A bunch of videos, some stuff about the tour and everything. But first thing we're going to start with is I think M had an update on Charlie Ward, our number 1 grifter.
Sure. So here's our latest news on Dr. Charlie Ward. So if you want to load that up for me.
Sure.
So the other day, I saw a video between these two Chucky brothers, Simon Parks and Charlie Ward. So let's see what they have to say.
Provoked.
Yes.
Especially recently, where we established some fascinating facts about people that were trolling us. We found a Labour MP with a paedophile record.
That's interesting.
A Conservative MP with a paedophile record.
No, those
That's one from each party then. Go on.
Yeah. And a police officer
That's not.
from Scotland Yard who's covering up for them.
Oh, interesting. Well, I hope that's going
Yes.
to come out to the public.
So 3 trolls, and we've got their names and addresses.
Can that be brought out into the public domain?
There is people that are currently threatening them, saying, "Look, we know who you are." But at the moment, it's far nicer to threaten them and just to give hints as to who they are.
Okay.
We can give them their surname or their first name. But there's a couple of people that have got all the intel there, and this is through quantum technology that they found out who they are. So they can no longer hide, because all these trolls hide under false names and false this and false that.
Right.
So trolls can now hide. They can no longer hide. Trolls are one of the highest priorities in the quantum system here. Is that right, Em?
Yeah, Charlie Ward has the quantum system and technology and consciousness on tap, evidently. And obviously, one of the big priorities in this world is getting to the bottom of these trolls that are trolling him. Of course, they're not. We're not. We're just exposing his grifts. Now, apparently, these. I mean, we can't tell whether they're actually talking about us because there's lots of people calling out Charlie Ward now, but I suspect his remark about policeman from Scotland Yard was about myself.
Yeah, we know who that was. I mean, I think the first one, the last time that he mentioned trolls, I think we brought it up in the last Griftbusters, to be fair. That was definitely referring to us. But yeah, I think
Will is the MP. I think Will is the MP. So they may have heard about it.
Well, I'm sure Simon Parks is a Labour MP. Who's like
I thought you meant military police, like American military police. They're actually MPs. So what does it mean over there?
No,
it's a member of parliament.
Yeah, it's the two different parties.
That's
saying
me.
Two politicians.
That's me.
Opposing parties.
No, I'm kidding.
Of course, have paedophile records. Of course, he would say that. He's using those buzzwords we talked about, or I talked about, I think, in my last video. If he's threatening us, that's news to me, apart from him putting out these public threats. And he's saying, well, we've got people threatening them, which is much more fun. Oh, aren't you such a 5D light being, Charlie?
Much kinder.
How sweet.
I mean, yeah. So, but
that's what
someone commented on my channel the other day and said, look, is he an idiot? Because sooner rather than later, people are going to realise that he's talking a load of nonsense here because it's not affecting us, you know, we're going to carry on exposing and lying.
I can't believe that's what they dedicate the computer to is tracking down people who talk about you online.
He almost carries it on though with what he's insinuated, you know, by saying that, you know, alluding to some of us being MI5, MI6, or, you know, other agents from, you know, CIA, whatever it might be. He can then just come about and be like, yeah, well, they're untouchable. So I mean, and then he just loops it over and over and over. Yeah,
well, we can't get to them, but we have people with intel on them, and you know, absolutely, you know, a member of parliament. Seriously, like first of all I know with that paycheck,
Simon Parks was an MP, wasn't he, or was he a Labour councilor?
Okay, so it's not necessarily somebody. Okay, I picture some guy with a big wig walking in and out of the palace. No, that's not
no.
Like I'm just like,
it's just you know, Boris Johnson, Nigel Farage, these types of characters. They're MPs, you know.
Okay.
So through this quantum technology, that's how we found the intel. You know.
Oh right.
I mean, it's, you know, it just gets.
Well, again, I saw a video of this British woman the other day, and had I knew this was coming up, I should have tried to find her, but she explained how some of this tracking of the trolls using the quantum system works, and essentially it's just tapping into the consciousness and energy and locating that way, you know.
I do have an update for this.
It's intense.
Here in the States, we have a website that's quantum.gov, and it's actually ran by our government. All the .gov websites usually are, but it's ran by our website. So someone purchased quantum.org, and in one of Charlie Ward's videos, he told people that they could go to quantum.gov to learn more, but that's like the technical bits, and you wouldn't understand it. So if they want to learn more, go to actually in like plain speak to where they could understand it, go to quantum.gov. And since then, that website's been shut down for malicious use of URL because they were trying to impersonate being the U.S. government.
Wow!
So they've shut it down and it's on lock. You can't get to it now.
So I got something earlier in my DMs about Charlie, and what it said was real quick. I could just read it to you guys. Just let me find it.
Sure.
Oh no, not that one. Sorry, fellas, but it is a note that I
wading
got
through the nudes.
No, it was actually the Mel K email that I just saw. Okay, so now what it says is the DM I got that said Ward is a POS. I signed up for. Should I share this in the screen?
Sure.
Yeah.
Should I share this?
Yeah,
one?
you can. Yeah.
Okay, so this one is number 11. All right, hold on, guys. So you guys can see this. Here we go. Sorry about that, gents. There we are. Okay, so Ward is a POS. I signed up for his Insiders Club before knowing any better. This is a DM that I got. back when this shit show all began and I couldn't cancel the $13 month fee after figuring out he is a phony. Would never answer me back on why I can't cancel the shit. Had to close out my card completely. and get a new one so he couldn't take $13 anymore.
Making it hard to stop paying them.
Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure. Wow.
So, there's that. And then there was another one that I got that was about. Yeah, here it is. Here's this one. This one is this going to piss everybody off, but rightfully so. All right. Here it is. All right. Now look at this one. Now I have so many of these. Oh, got the wrong one. Sorry, friends. Let me just put it in another frame. My bad for the delay, guys, but I think everybody should see this. And I just really sort of refound these today. So stop screen. And I got to see which one this is. Okay, so that's 3. Sorry that I didn't preload these and think ahead, fellas, but
yeah, go ahead.
All right, here we go. This one is particularly important, in my opinion. So now this is about some elderly people. Okay. My husband and I found out on Easter that my in-laws have been following Charlie for months and paying for, quote, info, quote, question mark. Also, apparently they bought some Chinese gold certificate from him that's supposed to make them millionaires. These are elderly people. Okay.
Man.
So Charlie, when you're watching this, maybe you could answer some of these questions for us, because we're not trolling you. We're not threatening you. It's funny. It's funny that I think we all know where you live, but you seem to be, I mean, who gives a shit, man? This is really more about just like, we just have questions about this stuff. Where are the refunds? I heard Will say something earlier. He was fighting for refunds. I don't know if I heard that last night, but that's like for the most part, one of the reasons I do this is because of these DMs that I get about elderly people. So I just wanted to share that, fellas. So,
well, again, it kind of goes back to like the stuff that blew Charlie up, the Greg Hallett stuff. We've gone through all this before. A grift has completely gone through full circle and ended, and there's still people that haven't had their refunds from Charlie Wood.
Really? From the Greg Hallett thing? Wow. All this time.
Wow.
I'm not will they either,
I'm going to throw this back up. We'll have to jump ahead, I think. No, it's still there.
So a bit of background on this. Big up Mr. Bozerhead. This is from his video. But Charlie recently interviewed David Kurten, who's running for Mayor of London, which is the Mayor of London thing's coming to a head now. I think it's a couple of weeks until we find out. So anyway, after showing this clip, I'm sure you'll see why I put that. I bet he now regrets this interview. So let's have a look. Or was it me?
I'm really busy because we're into the election campaign, so there's only a few weeks to go and time is marching on.
It's a busy life being a mayor.
So I'm looking forward to being able to make a difference to London anyway, I hope. So I'm looking forward to being able to make a difference to London anyway.
I announced last year, back in April, that Prince Philip had died. I was told to shut up and said it's not going to come out until next year. It's going to come out March or April next year. I can tell you that since I last spoke to you, I've been made the official spokesperson for the new currency, for the new quantum financial system. They put me under a military NDA so that they've got control of what I tell the people right now.
This is recent,
because we're transitioning as we speak. And they told me everything is under control, and they hope that we will transition during the course of this week 100% across. And I've looked at the new Jassara government and the format of it. When you do away with all taxes except and I think it's 14% tax on non-essential new items, and that will be the only tax. No income tax, no VAT. The only VAT value-added tax will be 14% on non-essential new items.
Did he really just say that?
What is
he
it?
did.
And I think
No
it's
income
14%
tax,
tax on non-essential new items.
And he is the spokesperson. Wonderful.
No income tax, no VAT, no income
He's seen the meme as well. He's seen the meme.
No VAT, no money back, no guarantee.
just every family in London that didn't pay tax suddenly is going to be €1,000 a month better off, or €500 a month better off. And then you take the debt forgiveness, which is coming. It's already started. We had over 500 calls this week of people that have had their mortgages or loans just disappear. And you've actually got some big properties in London that are vacant at the moment that you could use for housing. Buckingham Palace is empty, for example. Kensington Palace is going to be empty soon. Windsor Castle will be empty soon. But these are big places that we can put a lot of people.
And nice houses.
But they're very nice. Nice address. But isn't it interesting how the mainstream media don't want to talk about it?
Doesn't seem like he wants to talk about it either.
We left there a year ago because of the virus, just have it cleaned. It took a year, did it? And criminal investigation officers inside there doing a cleaning, are they? I mean, these sort of things, nobody's asking the questions.
This is
the mainstream
so
media
cringy.
is covering it up. And the minute you ask, you get shut straight down. The truth of the matter is, it's been boarded up for a year.
Right.
That's the truth.
We know that Greg Hallett was saying about this and a bit about it being boarded up. We think we covered this on the last Griftbusters. I went down there and it was covered by Protective Film. And they had McAlpine Limited, which is a construction company, doing works in there. And that's what it was. But yeah, no, according to Charlie and according to Greg Hallett, I mean, I can't believe he's still saying that it's boarded up. It's the windows are obscured, and yes, there's no one there. Right. But it's not. Yeah.
Whoever makes
I know
the memes, whoever makes the memes.
They're
Hold on, real
saying,
quick.
She's
Hold
in
on.
Windsor and
Whoever
she
makes
might
the
never
memes.
come back to Buckingham.
Whoever makes the memes, I think that we should have a meme of Charlie as Bricktop. You know Bricktop with the square glasses.
I think one of them
from Snatch. Yeah.
It's been boarded up for a year. That's the truth.
I know she's been in Windsor. They say, she's in Windsor and she might never come back to Buckingham Palace, or certainly not this year. So it's a little bit of a strange scenario.
I can tell you she'll never come back there. That was part of the deal. She was told to.
He's trying to run for mayor.
Yeah, so we've got this going on. They're all in Windsor. The funeral of Prince Philip is in Windsor.
Not now, Greg.
Well, you say that. It happened a year ago.
Right.
Oh no.
Well, it's being presented to us as this is happening.
But it won't be presented. You'll be told.
He wants to close this Zoom down so hard, bro. I feel like I'm about to start
inside
sweating.
the walls of Windsor.
He is sweating big time, isn't he?
I feel like I'm about to start sweating watching this. This is so cringy.
He's not. He's not. I don't think he thought that the interview was going to go like this, and he's trying his hardest to be kind and not completely mess up his. Even further, his 500 to 1 chance of being mayor.
That's what that was, the odds. Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought that was.
I'm very surprised that is the odds, though, compared to Brian Rose at 20 to 1. That seems like really surprising to me.
So here you got David Kurten's Twitter. That he tweeted before this interview. So you can see why he's sweating hard here.
So we've got this going on. They're all in Windsor. The funeral of Prince Philip is in Windsor.
Well, you say that. It happened a year ago.
Right. Well, it's being presented to us as this is happening.
But it won't be presented. You'll be told that it went on, and the video evidence will be last year's evidence inside the walls of Windsor, because the chapel's inside where you can't see. We're up to around 11 million followers now, which is unbelievable.
Oh, congratulations. That's wonderful.
Right, quick sidetrack, just and big up No Ordinary Life 7 for this.
Love you.
Of his lying about how many followers he has. I thought I better slip this in here just because it was appropriate and because it was on Mr. Bowserhead's original.
Suddenly goes up to, you'll see it will land at 10,017 followers. So I went into the page
17,
source code, downloaded it, and he's using fake counter, which is set at 10,017. So as usual,
just a couple questions, Charlie
is lying again.
So
the thing is as well is like that was put to us as it's like on the website as it's like a live counter. Like there's so many points of just total illogic to all of their things. Like if you had 10 million followers, that you would be gaining a certain amount of followers like an hour. Do you know what I mean? It stayed on 10 million and 17 for like a week and a half straight.
I mean, yeah, it didn't change, did it?
Nah.
And then I think Mr. Boserhead has gone back in and seen the count has been changed again with loads of 17s.
You know what 10 million plus 17 is? That's
what's
Trump.
that?
It's very evident.
That's Trump's coming back.
So the
Iris backwards.
manipulation is very evident to see. So the manipulation is very evident to see.
So yeah, big up those two channels. We've already given them a Wardy Award. Now look at this. This is what the first part was about. So last year, Charlie Ward was very much a fan of the Queen and very much a fan of Boris Johnson. So we've got this is his real Twitter account. Last year, January the 12th, 2020. The Queen, our Queen, is a woman of honour and always performs admirably under pressure. That was 12th of Jan 2020. Mr. Charles Ward.
Again, like points of total logic. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't even too shy about it, to be honest. In the Greg Hallett thing, I don't know if you can remember the videos. Obviously, I ain't got them to pull up, but I kid you not, he said that he wasn't too fussed on the royal family. You know, he was kind of like he doesn't really mind them. They're all right.
Said to John Mappin, they both agreed that they were royalists.
Cool.
So all of this,
that's really
about save the children. There's things going on in the tunnels. There's sick people. Blah blah blah. Yeah, you know. A year ago, just over a year ago.
But same ways as well, like when he comes with all of his inside intel and all this stuff, like where has he changed his narrative? He came on, he started doing his morning walks about the QFS and the good reset or whatever, even though he didn't know that there was a bad reset at the time. and then all of a sudden he's anti-royalist within the space of like, it must be like the last 4 months even, to be fair, innit? Because that John Mappin interview wasn't super long ago, was it?
It wasn't super long ago, and I think that was probably under pressure from people that he was interviewing, saying these things, and his fans saying, "What? You're a royalist? You do know that they're doing this, doing that." You know, everyone has the right to change their mind, but this is still a big point. He was a staunch supporter of the Queen. You know, he's putting out these tweets. It wasn't just one tweet. Let's have a look. All right, it's the same tweet, sorry, but this one's enlarged. There you go. A message to HM, the Queen. There's one about Boris Johnson. Oh, that one's
Jacob Rees-Mogg, Michael Gove.
Wow.
You got here October 1st, 2019. You know, talk about Brexit and Boris is the man. This is what he had retweeted. The more dirt they dish on Boris each time convinces me he's doing the right thing and they are scared. I'm backing Boris 100%.
Wow.
Now, like you said, yeah, everyone has their right to change their mind, but you can't promote yourself as like a figurehead of information in this realm if that's how far back these thought patterns go. Do you know what I mean? You can't hold credibility in this space with that sort of an introduction to this stuff. Do you know what I mean? You can't. It doesn't work.
No.
Yeah.
Agreed. Super sketchy, I think, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he's the one that's talking about conservative MPs, and like he seems to like tweeting about them a lot.
Well, you've got to remember, you know, he'd said that he's moved money for, you know, the elite people in high positions and people in politics, in high positions in politics, you know,
and mafias. Yeah,
well, all sorts, you know.
Mafia, mate.
So, you know, if he was in bed with people that were, you know, in high positions in politics, who knows? Anyway, this one I'm sure you've all heard of. This one's been spread around quite a lot, actually. It's nothing that us guys are new to, because we've seen him try this scam many times. We've seen in the Zara shop, overinflated selling of currency. But this one with the JFK notes, this is, you know, concept currency, and the markup on this is ridiculous. So there's quite a few Telegram channels talking about this, actually. I think this one's from Santa Surfing, Jordan Sather, I saw put it out, and a few others. You know, it was being shared around a lot. But even some of our guys, actually, I first saw it from our guys. I can't remember which ones, but on Twitter, you know, some of the guys that help us with our show, and obviously tweet about this sort of stuff and do research, like the Alethea Project, the Corringham reports, Dr. Charlie Fraud. There's a few others on Twitter that do a lot of research.
Big up the squad.
Big up the Twitter squad. So yeah. So it says this one says holy crap. The Nazara Shop website promoted by Dr. Charles Ward. They're selling novelty 1 million JFK notes for £80, which is about $110 US. You could find the exact same 1 million JFK collectible note on eBay for $1.28.
Wow.
The Melania Trump 2020s collector's note on Nazara Shop, also selling for $110, can be found on Amazon for about $10. And Charles Ward is promoting this textbook definition of grift, and that's what we're here to bust. Not to mention using Q-related insignia. Where we go one, we go all. To sell that shit has nothing to do with. Yeah. So
Charlie's the type of dude though that would just be like, I don't use the internet. I don't know how these things work. I've got Tom numbers to do the pricing.
Tom numbers.
You just totally just fling it off. Like, I don't use the internet. It was Leo, one of those guys or something.
Totally.
The price has to mean something.
He'll pass the buck. He's one of his 37 strong team or whatever he now says he has.
That's all. Check that.
Oh, I need to remember that I did enlarged copies of some of these so I could read them easier. Anyway, here you go. Here's a Nazara Shop, £80.
Wow,
£80 sterling for one of these 1 million JFK collector's notes. That's a lot of money, but go on eBay, $1.28. What a scam! This is a real grift. This is a real scam. People are buying these, and one of the
which ones are the Chinese gold notes that the people were buying? Are they on here? Can you find those somewhere? Because I couldn't find them.
If you buy them through the Nazara Shop,
Say again.
You get rewarded these Chinese bond notes, as you were saying before, and we talked about in the previous Griftbusters. Yeah, if you order through that shop.
Okay. That's a bonus then.
So one of the admins from my Telegram group, actually bought some of these notes. So no disrespect to JFK, he says, only Charlie Ward and friends, £80 on a Zara Shop for £5 for 4 on Amazon. And he bought this, and he was just making the point that they're worth nothing.
These are made on a home printer, aren't they?
No.
They're concept dollars. They're not worth anything. It's absolutely criminal that they are selling them for £80. Absolutely criminal.
They have the same thing. When Trump was first elected, they had some that were like framed and shit, and I think it was like $10 or $20 for 2 of them, like framed. And then after that sale went on, that was like a telemarketing thing. After that sale was done, then they were all over eBay for like $1 a piece, and you could just buy them all over the place. It was ridiculous. So I guess that's it with Charlie Ward. He's still doing the same thing.
So we got he's still grifting away on that Nazara Shop, and that is a place that really should be shut down. The markup on some of these, they're worthless pieces of paper, really.
What
Charlie,
would be your guess from what you guys know, perhaps, and maybe what you've seen that maybe me and Will haven't, or maybe Will has seen it. What are some of the amounts that some people are spending? Do you know, or because I have no idea. I've not heard of amounts people are spending on some of these things on this shop.
You've got to know it's a lot. When Charlie Ward had said in one of his recent interviews, he sort of backtracked and said, "Oh, we've got lots of people now complaining that they've put everything into Dinar, and they've just put way too much money into investing into Dinar, and I just think that's ridiculous. I would never do that." It's like, hang on a minute. They're annoyed with you because you were saying about how all of these Iraqi people are getting rich from.
Would all of that Dinar been sold by Charlie though? Because I remember when we looked back at the Nicholas Fenny-Armin stuff and that whole what was it? Not Brilliant Buy Post, the Dinar exchange.
There's the shop.
Boom bam. That's the Brilliant Buy Post, but there's the one where Nicholas Fenny-Armin is selling Dinar on a different thing besides Brilliant Buy Post.
This is Nasara.shop.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting.
All the different.
But they've got in this case, then they're running multiple platforms, because I was kind of confused, right? Because the Nicholas Fenny-Armin stuff that he was selling, I worked out how much currency they had available that they had on sale as a total, and it was only really like a couple grand's worth. And it seemed to me like it wouldn't have been worth running that scam. Do you know what I mean? If you're only really going to recuperate maybe like close to £10,000 in all, do you know what I mean? To be caught out,
right.
I was kind of thinking that's a bit of a bait one, but it seems like they must be running multiple platforms and selling it on different websites.
Sending them to different websites to buy the same thing. And there's people that are also like they're running a scam saying that silver will increase by like 5,000%, so you need to buy it now. But at least you're buying something of value. If you buy real silver, then at least you have silver, and it might drop, it might go up, but it's not coming up 5,000%. But at least you have something at the end of the day instead of nothing at all, except for a piece of paper. All right. The next video is based on how some of these grifters have evolved and how they've changed their stance, where they came from, where they're going to, how it's changed from month to month to month. They keep moving the goalpost. And someone made this, but I don't remember the name. Do you remember the name of the guy who made this?
Yeah. Hang on, let me just remember.
I'm going to put it up. But
is it the Global Agenda video?
Yeah, this is the global. This is there's a YouTube channel called Global Agenda. So he's been following us.
This is a good one.
Yeah, he's been following us for a while. And
Big up Global
great
Agenda.
videos. Please go check out, subscribe to his channel. But yeah, he made a video recently, and us guys were in it. About these guys grifting, and I just thought some of it, the montage he'd made of some of the videos was really good, and it'd save us some work talking about, because this is what we wanted to talk about in this episode. So
nice chronological little compilation.
Good work, Global Agenda. Like I say, guys, go check out his channel, and there's definitely going to be an awardee award in it after we preview some of his work that I'd edited down for this. Yeah, so big up Global Agenda.
For sure. All right, here's the video.
I'm starting to see a lot of things, and I got some information on this trip, and I look back on it, and I think, wow, a lot of good things happened. But of course, as like I said before, big doors.
I suppose for people that don't know, this is David Nino Rodriguez, not David Gino Rodriguez that came to us last week.
David Nino Rodriguez, the one-time champ.
Not Gino.
Something that 107 likes to say, right? And let me tell you something else. 107, great guy. Great guy. He organized all this. He put this together. We saw his movie. He premiered his movie, The Called, as well as The Sound of Freedom. So we got to see both movies. And
has anybody seen his movie, The Called? It's about him being called to like be a defender and protector of Trump, but I haven't seen it anywhere. I wonder if they're going to release it.
It should be going to YouTube very soon. Like the other
we should try review
like all their other movies.
Yeah, I've seen the. He has another one called
Vimeo.
He has one called The Perfect Day, where he drives around and picks up jelly and jams and shit for Trump. But that's the only one I've seen.
I'm seeing here, from what I understand,
God helped him save 30% on car insurance.
That's
Let me give you guys a little something to take away from this. March. I talked to Juan about that, and supposedly March is when
what
these things start picking up again. David Nino Rodriguez, what does Juan look like? Answer. He is not JFK.
He is
not JFK.
Look at there's Dave. There's oh my God, they're all there.
Everybody's there. Jaco's right up front and center.
So that should answer your question. I think that's what you're getting at. 107 is not JFK. He's a highly intelligent being.
I like how David Nino is really good at adjusting his gain. It doesn't sound like he's banging two shovels together in my ear.
There's no challenges here for him with the audio. He's an audit, remember? He's an audit.
He's a good person. But he's not JFK. Let me reiterate that. He is not JFK.
What? Reiterate? Wow.
He meant irradiate, like where you with nuclear devices irradiate.
I think he was talking about a ramification. Left-handed.
I think he meant reiterate still.
An reiterator. An reiterator. Is part of
Let me just reiterate that.
He thinks an reiterator helps an engine move.
He's
a good guy.
Grifter that I actually feel sorry for. I can't lie. Like,
yeah, but that's because
you can see him slowly dying just week on week.
But I had
unfolds.
Yeah, but Tiz, I had that.
He's such an alpha.
I know, man. I know.
Just watch a couple more videos, man. It'll go away.
JFK. But he is a good guy, and he seems to be very well connected. Very well connected. Good guy. About 6'2", heavier set. Just a good guy. Light blue eyes. Nice man. And he's a pleasure to be around. Honestly, he's a really good guy.
6'2", heavy set.
Why doesn't he show his face?
It's like he's trying
I don't
to
ask him those questions.
profile.
I don't know. But guys, if you're gonna ask questions, at least throw me a,
wow.
Help me out on the PayPal down
Throw
below.
me a what?
That was a lot of information. The PayPal link is below if you want to donate and be generous. I appreciate it. I'm always grateful.
He charges per drop.
And I'll keep being your voice. I'll absolutely be your voice.
He only charges for the download.
I'm going to end this, and I'm going to go on my Instagram, and then maybe Nino's Corner, and I got to get the hell out of Vegas later.
Before I stumble over and fall to a pile of
below in the
cocaine.
description.
PayPal below.
Before I spend all your PayPal money and
he's like, look, I appreciate it. I need some
I
PayPal
appreciate
and
every
probably
single one
some
of you that's
Gatorade.
helping me with your contributions. No, I'm not shy. So, and I feel what I'm doing by putting this information out, putting my balls on the line, is fucking worth it. It's worth it. And if you don't, then don't donate to me if you don't think it's worth it. That's all I gotta say.
Oh God.
Don't.
He's gonna hit me. I feel he's gonna try to hit me.
It's as simple as that. It's only to those of you who feel like I deserve it, or like you appreciate what I do. That's it.
Stupid.
I got Robert Steele on today at 2:00, but I can't put it up on here because it's controversial. A lot of the subject matter that I'm going to be covered with Robert David Steele is very controversial. It's regarding April. He says something big's coming, so I guess I'm going to move the goalpost back another fucking 10, 15 yards. That's all right. I'm getting used to it. Still in the fight. I'm still in the fight. I'm not leaving this fight.
You're still in the fight.
We don't fix 2020. There ain't nothing to do, folks. We're not going to be able to do shit. 2020 or bust. I like that. It's a good shirt.
Oh yeah, sure is. I'll buy one, pal.
I would say it was a great networking success in Vegas. Got to meet you in the flesh, man. You're a great guy, dude. We hit it off. We didn't get to hang out as much as we wanted to, but shit happens.
This guy sleeps
it was
every time.
A little weekend, but I think in the future it's going to be amazing. We're going to do this more often, and I think it's going to be like a big event.
His arms are too big for sleeves.
I'm not going to riff on Jaco. I'm not going to riff on Jaco. I'm going to stay off of Jaco.
His sleeves. I wonder why he even travels to events if he can just remote view them. Like, couldn't he just hop into somebody?
Can we all agree on one thing? Is that if Dave comes on the show and actually answers our question, that he has to put his mic in the right place. He cannot he cannot Wesley Pipes it like that. Okay, can he just?
He got to turn it down.
I want to see him bust his tongue out the other side, though.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get aroused. I'm trying to do a show here.
We call that the toothbrush. Give the toothbrush.
Why is it like that still?
Because Mike, I'm right there with you, man. I think we're less than 60 days away from something happening.
Right.
Let me tell you something. He will sooner die than move that microphone. Okay.
There was just a clip of him staring off into the
close-up.
It's hilarious.
Hold on. What's that again?
Yeah.
I think we're less than 60 days away from something happening.
Right.
A lot of people are losing their nerve. Now, Hal Turner seems to have come back a little bit, but Hal Turner and Dave Hodges, I know them both. I like them both. They were kind of getting a little bit sketchy here. In an operation like this, you have to keep your nerve until the last minute. Now, I'll give up and move to Texas when I am seeing Joe Biden flying around on Air Force One. I don't think that's going to happen. President Trump has not conceded. I said Q is a priceless resource, and the fact that the Trumpers have not been violent, violence in the Capitol was Antifa and provocateurs, it was not Trumpers. This has been a good thing. Now, a lot of people are losing their nerve. Now, Hal Turner seems to have come back a little bit, but Hal Turner and Dave Hodges, I know them both, I like them both. They were kind of getting a little bit sketchy here. In an operation like this, you have to keep your nerve until the last minute. Now,
yeah, you do.
I'll give up and move to Texas when I am seeing Joe Biden flying around on Air Force One. Now, I'll give up and move to Texas when I am seeing Joe Biden flying around on Air Force One and all these assholes
his wife threw him out
to his cabinet actually installed.
It happened.
I don't think that's going to happen.
It happened.
Trump has not conceded. Kamala Harris has not quit her day job.
Check and check.
All evidence is that the president is or has signed the Insurrection Act, will remain president during a transition period when an election fraud commission will be run. I hope Cynthia McKinney will be one of the co-chairs.
Oh, that Jerome Corsi was a trip. Did you ever see him?
Corsi's take. I think that we will see President
You guys?
Trump reconfirmed.
Done. Have you ever seen Jerome Corsi?
Full of shit.
I have not seen Jerome
Oh,
Corsi.
Jerome Corsi is a trip. He's this older Italian gentleman who got up and started yelling about how Trump or how the Q thing is the military intelligence and all that business.
Mm-hmm.
Started to make some of these like rah speeches and how Trump was placed there, but like he's one of the ones who was the first public figures to speak on to speak about this roundabout idea of this plan. He was kind of one of the first to sort of put it out there. You could look up Jerome Corsi. He's quite
I've heard his name.
Yeah, he was charged with some things, and I'm not surprised. Always blame the Italian guy.
All right, 2.5 months later now. So this is recently.
April Fool's Day.
Also, Juan created his own platform too. 107 Daily.
107. Well, what's really funny is I'm asking people for $100 donations, and we need to make $12,000 a night for 90 days in order to pay for a $1.2 million program. And I'm confident we're running the numbers. We're going to do it. This is of, by, and for we the people. But what's always funny is Juan's people send me $107 instead of $100.
That's cool. I love Juan. He's such a
good man. And
I'll be honest. This whole thing, like meeting you, I haven't met you in person yet, which I wish you would have been out in Vegas. That would have been nice.
Well, I sent Cynthia because my wife insisted that if I went to Vegas, I had to go to a hotel for 14 days after coming back.
I got you. Okay. Well,
this was untenable.
Oh, really?
I have networked with some great people, and you're one of them. It's been great. I mean, this year of the networking and meeting all these new people, you're one of them, Robert. It's been a privilege, man. And I really take what you say to heart. I know a lot of us are
he probably went back upstairs and she was like, "What's untenable?"
But no, this is a tough fight. All right, cool. So why does it look empty back there?
Because I'm packing up, getting ready to get on the road, and my wife gets a chance to renovate the basement.
He practiced that one.
His ass out. I love how they call like some of us people's basement dwellers as well. And my man is actually chilling in his basement. Like this ex-CIA super intel dude. He's chilling in his wife's basement. So I don't even want him in the house. Crazy.
There's a guy I know that started a website to preserve videos that had been taken down from like YouTube. They get banned. And he had some Robert David Steele videos there. And Robert David Steele emailed him to take his videos down off his website so he didn't sue him with his lawyer. Well, when the guy Robert David Steele said, "Thank you for pulling them down. Is there anything I can do for you?" And he said, "Yeah, you can leave me a donation." And he sent the link like as a joke. And Robert David Steele answered back and said, "I just sent $100. People think I have more money than what I do. I live off Social Security. I have no pension, and my wife pays for the house and everything else."
Wow.
So he does have nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go
if he gets kicked out.
Wow. Well, you know what I think, guys? As far as the wife renovating the basement, it looks like the job is already done.
So are you keeping?
She's only got one
now.
She's only got one more piece to move, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I think it's quite possible, And who knows? He might be moving to Texas. He might be keeping his promise.
He's not going back there. I'll tell you that right now.
He's going to bump up with Charlie Ward, man. He's going to go, Charlie, can I stay with you just for a little while, please? 100%.
The wife is going to start fucking the bartender of the bar that she goes to all the time. That's all right.
Let's talk about the money involved, though. It was $12,000 for, what was it, 90 days, you know? A night, $12,000 a night they need to raise. Is that what they said?
Yep.
Yeah.
What, didn't it the first time he say 1,200 and then he said 12,000 later on?
I have when this video's over, I've got an update.
All right.
When this video's update, I've got an update on the monies he's raised so far.
Mad. All right, well, let's continue.
In an operation like this, you have to keep your nerve until the last minute. Now, I'll give up and move to Texas when I am seeing Joe Biden flying around on Air Force One. Now, I'll give up and move to Texas when I am seeing Joe Biden flying around on Air Force One and all these assholes that he's appointed to his cabinet actually installed. I don't think that's going to happen. President Trump has not conceded. Kamala Harris has not quit her day job.
She did.
All evidence is that the president is or has signed the Insurrection Act, will remain president during a transition period when an election fraud commission will be run. I hope Cynthia McKinney will be one of the co-chairs. And by the 4th of March, Jerome Corsi's date, I think that we will see President Trump.
Jerome Corsi picked the 4th of March.
So you're taking all that stuff with you?
No, it's being put in storage.
Okay, I was like, damn.
Well, except for Miss Piggy.
Oh God.
Oh, see this.
He's so lame. He's such a bad liar. I mean, his lying skills
Miss
are not
Piggy
good for a
is
CIA guy.
transgender Piggy. I call her Elliot, the guy that stole my open source conference in 2006. I'm going on the road to show America what a pig looks like.
Oh Lord, help us all.
You got to give me some good news today, Robert, please. I'm getting hammered.
Oh, God.
Everyone's coming at me left and right. Oh, Juan was wrong. Told you so. And I'm like, man, this is a tough game we're playing here, man.
No, I do think April is an epic month. I don't have any direct access. And I told Juan, me and 6 other guys were going to slash every tire in his $1 million car collection if this stuff didn't come to pass.
You got a good deal, Mike. That's just all I hear from you. I just love it. So, but I'll see you on the tour. I'm in. I'll meet you either in Dallas or El Paso. We'll coordinate, and I'm sure we'll have a few interviews before then. Anyway, there's a lot of shit that's gonna be happening in April, so I
think so. And I'll tell you true as a kind of a final appeal. The hardest part of funding a multi-million-dollar campaign is the first 60 days. We've raised $300,000 in 2 weeks.
Holy shit, that's beautiful.
Yes.
Wow.
I have no doubt about making
Holy
the
shit
dollars.
is right.
However, before they'll let me take the $5
Too bad it's all frozen right now.
I got to pay a shitload of money in advance. So I need donations now more than later. But right now, let's both try and get, let's say, 500 people to donate to BigBatUSA.org and to join CSPOA.
No
shame. Go to My Patriots Network and check out their county forum. And if their county forum doesn't exist, they can ask to have one created.
It's been fantastic, Robert.
That would
Thank
be
you so
if
much
he's
for joining
getting
me. Is there
100 from
anything
each of
that
them,
you'd like to
that's
share to
50
the
right there.
listeners before we go?
Let's try and get
BigBatUSA.org, and if you love 107,
let's try and
tell
get
me some of the old
500
people are
people
giving
right
like
now
1,000.
will donate $100.
Yeah.
No shame.
check out their county forum. And if their county forum doesn't exist, they can ask to have one created.
It's been fantastic, Robert. Thank you so much for joining me. Is there anything that you would like to share to the listeners before we go?
So dopey.
BigBatUSA.org, and if you love 107, donate $107 instead of $100. And any amount, $5, $10, $25, you still get a certificate.
I think he loves money more than he loves his country.
But $100, we need to make $12,000 a day to make our $1.5 million budget. So God bless all of you, and I am honored to be in your service.
Thank you.
Yep, I say the same. Well, I appreciate both of you gentlemen, what you're doing. It's always an honor to be with you. Thanks for inviting me into the club here. And yeah, folks, if you want to make this tour happen for Patriot Street Fighter, like I said, you know, when I talked about doing the Patriot Street Fighter tour months ago, It was going to be, obviously, we would sell tickets, and I would pick cities I'd fly into for probably every weekend for 3 months. And then, of course, Roberts just made sense, and it looked like we'd have great symbiotic energy there. So this is a fundraise tour. So we're going to have to work to raise the funds to make this happen. Most people know that I don't monetize my channel, and I don't want to make this clear, folks. Somebody sent me an email this morning and said, hey, your people are bashing others for monetizing channels. I'm like, hey, they're getting it wrong. There's nothing wrong with monetizing your channel. Like, with whatever type of nutrition products, this is the way the world works. You can't do this stuff for free. I just can't get ad revenue from YouTube because I won't pull back the throttle on my message. Other people lift my videos and make a fortune, and I tell them, you go, make money, get something out of YouTube. I can't, but get that message out. But this operation has survived simply on donations. And so, the little bit of a dilemma I have here is people have kept this I put my solar operation on ice for the last several months because we got a lot of work to do here, and the listeners have made that happen. So I've already been on the donation track, but to get this tour, and again, I'm sounding like RDS, like, okay, how do we make this happen? It's going to take about 3,000
like him
people to throw in $100 to cover all of that, because I got security detail I now have to run around.
$130,000 in 2 days.
They're really the ones that you want around you. They're not cheap. So it's going to take some work to get this.
Take some grifting
off the ground to be able to source some folks. Just if you want to be part of that, help make it happen. I'll go as far as I can. Like, if we raise a certain amount of money, if I start at the end or at the beginning or the middle or whatever, that'll dictate how far we can take this thing. But
if you send me the links, Scott, I'll put them down below. So we'll put all the links down below.
Let me just say, I think scottmckay.us people should donate so Scott has his own bus, because unlike the other 5 buses that I'm funding with donations, Scott will have his own unique wrap, and he will ride his motorcycle in front of the caravan at some points, and we're hoping motorcyclists will turn out, as well as cowboys on horses. So scottmckay.us and Big Bat USA.
Cowboys and horses too.
And you know what?
What a parade.
It costs $126,000 for a tour with a driver. So I basically am raising $10,000 to $12,000 a day, and if I do that for 90 days, it pays for a $1.5 million tour. And I've told Scott I will backstop him with my donations, and I have several millionaires that have told me they're not going to donate because this needs to be a public funded thing. But if I can't make rent, which is $62,500,
millionaires are never part of the public.
They will wire me $50,000 in an emergency. This tour is funded. It's going to happen. And if you want to be part of the Second American Revolution, then help scottmckay.us and go to bigbatusa.org, and I will see you on the trail. Hello, everybody. Today you get to see.
I will see you when we're broken down somewhere outside of Nebraska. Outside of Omaha.
Tour with us. So, Miss Piggy wants you to donate. $100 is the recommended donation, but any donation gets
using an innocent pig for his grifting.
What is that white crusty stuff around the pig's face?
He says it's Nancy Pelosi's pearls.
Never see again in your life.
Oh, I thought it was.
Did you say you get a certificate as well?
That's not yogurt.
You get a certificate.
Sheriff Richard Mack for constitutional sheriffs or his surrogate, Dr. Cynthia McKinney, badass. Myself, Lee Dundas, also a badass. And then a whole cast of 90 people who will be spread out over the sites. What we're going to do is paint a panorama of truth. And I want to bring together the Trumpers, the Sandinistas,
he practiced the Dundas and the badass one too.
To destroy.
You don't think you can tell the ones that he's practiced.
And put people back in charge. Robert may get killed, but I'm invincible. So we have ordered $20,000 worth of these hats, and they're going to be available on Shopify. I had to work very hard to get them so that
he's ordered $20,000 worth of hats.
Mm-hmm.
He's out here saying, "Look, come on, guys. I just need at least 500 of you to give me £100, $100. You know, for the rest of the night." He's out there buying $20,000 worth of hats. Jesus.
Yeah. That's to get people to break down the stage.
That's
they didn't hire anybody to break down the stage.
That's a little That's the new financial system kicking in. That is, he's going to take your money, make some hats with your money, and then sell them straight back to you, bro.
He just said before, look, I need the money now. The thing is, we've got to pay the bus drivers, we've got to pay the security, we've got to do this. So I need the money right now. But what I have done is I've bought the hats ready for the event. You know, $20,000 worth of them. Like, you're insane. You're not even going on this, are you? Like, you've got the hats to sell online. Yeah, that makes no sense. Sorry, guys.
They're buying a boat.
Also, before we go, is the point of this tour then for them to go out and destroy the Republican Party? Because that sounds pretty
They're saying they want to make one unified party.
They want to get all of the parties together. This is how they're going to continue the grift. Anyway, he shows it now. He starts wearing all these different bloody hats. Check it out.
This is obviously the Trumper version. This is the
This is like the shittiest hat choice possible. These are like
that's the Libertarians one.
Okay.
God, the shape of it is awful.
Come to the party. You're never going to win an election with your current libertarian leaders.
That's like the pervert cap.
We'll put 1/5 of Congress will be libertarian in 2022.
The pervy cap.
Independents, 1/5 of Congress, independent in 2022. And then you have the Green Party. Cynthia was the presidential candidate for them in 2008. They're imploding.
He could be a hat one, you know.
People, and we'd like to invite them. And finally, my personal favorite, the Constitution Party. This is gold for the Constitution. All right.
Jeez.
And last but not least, which is what I've been wearing for quite a while now, is black.
Stop letting him spend the money.
Black hat.
Stop letting him spend the money.
This is the website.
Who is letting him spend the money?
Okay, and every day we post pictures of the checks we've received. This is a really massive cartoon that shows you what I'm trying to do. I want to put together.
What the
Okay,
this is the illustration.
You haven't seen this.
This is a big.
This is Trump and Cynthia McKinney on a bridge that says unwritten elections. Behind them, yeah, they're both wearing war paint. Behind them is Mount Rushmore with all our presidents, plus they've added JFK and Trump. Above that is all the Native Americans that came before us in the sky as ghosts or angels or something.
These are the ancient warriors that are guarding they're guarding I don't even know what the hell they're guarding if they're American Native Americans.
They can't shake hands, so they bump elbows.
Here's a big cartoon to show you what I'm trying to do here.
There's nothing about this American Indian Native Americans like.
This is what's going on in my head right now.
You know what I mean?
He's been chilling with Simon Parks too much, isn't it? That's what's happened here.
It is
chilling with Simon Parks too much.
It's so insulting. I look at it and it's so insulting to Native Americans. Wow. This is ridiculous.
Else. And as God is my witness, this is going to be a tour that will.
So that's the that's the tour.
There's the route.
It is 84 stops in 114 days, and the only rest days they have are when they're double playing a city. Like there are no rest days built in. They'll never make it. There's no way they can possibly make it. Like Tony, you've been on tour. Have you ever seen a tour that like this?
This looks like when we were talking and looking at miles and things like that, we were calculating that each bus, well, not each bus, every bus altogether, the gas alone is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $300,000, possibly more. They're going to have maintenance stops that they're going to need. I mean, you know, do they not think that that these buses are just going to hammer through? What are they going to get, a fresh one every
What if I told you
miles?
What if I told you that every day was just from 7 a.m. till midnight? That's the only schedule they're working. So they have 7 hours off. Would that make a difference?
I will tell you right now.
Will not survive.
Well, I don't think he's
only coming on for. He's not a permanent. I'm telling you that these guys. One night there's going to be just 3 buses missing. Okay. And everybody's going to go to bed, pull in the hotel, and they're going to be like, oh, no, you guys go ahead in. We're just going to tidy up at the buses. And then all of a sudden, you're going to wake up Sasha Stone, Robert David Steele, and who's the other wacky kid with the drone? Sasha Stone?
Yes.
Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found for breakfast call.
That's out of there. They'll never make this schedule. There's no way.
So hang on. So they've said they're doing from 7 a.m. till midnight every day on the road.
Their schedule's posted for every day, and it tells you exactly what they're doing every day. And it starts at 7 a.m. with breakfast, and then at 8 a.m. they start like community conferences, and they work through all the way to until about 9 p.m. at night, and then from 9 till midnight is traveling to the next hotel in the bus because they sleep in a hotel every night. So they're on the bus till midnight, then they get off the bus and go in the hotel, check in. Got to be back up at 7 for breakfast.
And it takes you 3 hours to freaking wind down, checking in the hotel, getting out, getting in the thing. They're all going to get about 2 hours of sleep a night. They're all going to be pissed off. Someone's going to punch someone in the face at breakfast with the oatmeal at the,
and they can't miss Rushmore. 6. Trump's going to meet them there.
Oh, what happens at the very end, though?
Well, like in a cartoon,
At the very end, Trump meets them at Rushmore on the 4th of July, and then at the very end, they end in Florida with Trump side by side, where he announces victory.
And he takes over the president. He's president again. Then that's where Trump comes in.
Yeah,
Dr. Shiva.
What I don't get is the purpose of this tour. I mean, it just seems. It seems that there's no, apart from them having a jolly, getting $1.5 million together to get nice buses with their Scott McKay's face on and whatnot, and then ride around and do interviews, which they do anyway. Isn't their whole market? Isn't the market to get to the truth through the internet, through internet communications, through doing interviews? To say they're going to do
this is
on the road.
Listen, man. Here's my guess: is that Robert David Steele has been having problems for a very long time at home. This is my This is totally. This is
theoretical, right?
This is theoretical. This is my opinion. This is what we call the op-ed part. I think that he has had trouble with his wife for a long time, and I actually think that he manipulated the entire situation to get him out of the house on a tour like this. And he had some kind of weird vision about it. When he started to make the money, he's like, "Oh my God, we can go on tour. We can go on tour. We can go on tour, Scott." And then Scott, you got to go to Scott first to get that going, because Scott's real excited. He's like, "Oh yeah, tomahawks and shit. Like, we're gone."
Yeah.
Now here's another thing. The buses that they're wrapping, they're going to cost about $20,000 a piece to wrap these buses. With all the colors and shit that Scott wants on his. Just that looks pretty simple, but they got to wrap the whole bus. That's going to cost like at least $20,000 with color graphics for each bus. There's no need for them to wrap the buses. Actually, it's probably a better idea if they don't wrap the buses with their exposure to some of the things that are going to be out there, because I think, honestly, a couple Antifa and BLM are going to take a couple shits on their roof, if you know what I mean, on their buses.
I think they already saw the potential of how much money they can make, and all this does is increase their popularity among their base. To donate, to show up, to keep watching, it's just a cash grab, and on top of that, it's all the attention.
They're not the vehicles will not make it.
Full circle. It's a grift. It's a grift.
Yeah, they're gonna have to start canceling dates about a week into it. There's no way they can't do it. It's
first
impossible.
Couple ones that they're leaving Atlanta, and then where they hit down there along the coast. What is that? That's Florida. Is that Floribama right there?
Shreveport.
Shreveport. Boom.
Yeah.
And guess what? There's the boat to Cuba.
Hey,
so what are our predictions? What are our predictions for the outcome of this? Then are they gonna, like you say, cancel dates and just skip across, but still make the whole thing, or are they gonna say that the deep state and the cabal is infiltrated and they actually can't do it? It's just impossible to get out on the road. Were they gonna miss it?
I don't think it's gonna happen. I think they're going to get a good portion of the money, and they'll say, we were $20 short, trying to get next.
I feel like it's going to be one of two things. They either leave from Shreveport, they get on a secret submarine from Shreveport and make their escape, or what they're going to do is, even before they hit the road or everything, or anything, it's going to be a lot of getting what deposits back they can get back for the buses. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody go their separate ways. If we split up, they can never catch us all. Okay? So Then they get on a plane, and what you see the next day is the 4 of them going live from like Costa Rica, Panama, like Brazil
countries.
Yeah. And you're going to see something like that. I have a weird feeling that Robert David Steele is not in good. I think he's. I actually think he's kind of seems like a desperate man. I mean, color me crazy.
Desperate man, desperate decisions, huh?
Yeah.
Socks off. So, Miss Piggy says, please don't.
See, I mean,
he seems great to me, man.
He's just fine, right?
He's
right,
those marbles, man.
right as rain.
$107. And Juan and I will find a way to recognize
these marbles around that pig's neck,
he may
right?
be sponsoring this tour a little bit because we have to make $12,000 a day in order to make our $1.4 million budget. Each bus is about $165,000 all told. There's monthly salaries for the crew, for the tour manager, for the drivers, for the principals that are giving up all their gigs and so forth. You'll never again see Robert look this stupid. So enjoy the moment and donate bigbagusa.org. And someone gets to guess the pig. Hasta la vista, America. I don't want just Trumpers. I want Sandinistas. I want libertarians. I want independents. I want Greens. And I want all those people who have dropped out to get back in the saddle and join the fight. God bless all of you, and God bless America.
Oh, no.
Right.
Hey, shout out right quick.
Big up Global Agenda. He just joined the chat, rejoined the chat as well. It's an award for you, Global Agenda. Good video. Thank you for following us.
Big up Global Agenda.
Yeah, big up. Please, guys, go and subscribe to his channel. He's got some good videos on there, especially the one about this and about us. Cheers.
So that's the same thing I was going to say. I just saw him hop in. I didn't know if you saw him, but I do have one update on this. Let me pull this down, and then let me go to a screen share. I think I got it up. Yeah, okay. Screen share. Which screen is it? It's that one. All right, check this out. So he's got legal notice, letter to PayPal CEO as delivered. And if you go down through here, it just says, as of the first minute of April 16th, 2021, PayPal terminated my client, Robert David Steele, by terminating the PayPal account of Earth Intelligence Network, a 501c3 educational cooperation in good standing with IRS, blah, blah, blah. So what's happened is PayPal has terminated his account. And I know from personal experience, when they terminate your account that all his donations are sitting in, they freeze all the assets for 6 months to see if anybody wants to charge back. So however much of his, however much of this $400,000 or $500,000 he has already that he has not pulled from there, which it says down here that he raised $350,000 in 3 weeks, $450,000 towards a $1.5 million goal. Whatever's sitting in there is frozen now, and frozen past the start of the tour. So we'll see if he gets it back. This letter.
Everyone's gonna get their money back.
I told you not to let him touch the money. Didn't
it
I
demands
say
that they. It demands that they open his PayPal account within 48 hours because he's in panic. All his money is frozen.
Can you imagine grifting $500,000?
But I told you that, look, I told you if he even got to the buses, I would be very impressed. If I see them actually get into these things and they actually, the engines are going, they've got the gear is packed, everything is under, their suitcase, their luggage is all underneath securely, everything they need to bring with them on board, they bring, and they go. I would be so surprised if that even happens, especially with shit like this. Because don't let Robert David Steele touch your money.
Right. I've got one more update for the bus tour thing. Let me share another screen. So I wish you guys wouldn't have been so negative on it because I've actually decided to start my own fund to fund my own bus. That'll be traveling the nation following their bus. So I'm currently accepting donations.
But that makes sense, Will.
Yeah, that
serves the purpose.
So you're following the other buses, yeah?
Yeah, it's just a chase vehicle. We call it the Meat Hammer Express. And
well, me and Em said the other day, to be honest, like if you guys would like to, donate to us and get us over to America to go and follow the tour with Will and Tony there, Amazing. We're going into set. We'll grift bust live in action.
Interception.
All we need really is flight tickets and Griftbuster suits. And then
that's right.
Yeah.
Jump on the buses.
So we're estimating
hotels.
We're estimating about $6.3 million. We're going to need.
We're going to be at 6.3 and maybe a couple stops. You know, if there's some rich milfs, cougars that we could, anyway. We're available. We're available for a tour.
Guys, send us on tour. We're not grifting. We care about the people. We want to infiltrate these coaches. We want to sabotage these interviews. Buy Will a bus. It's got the same access. Is that right, Will?
Yeah, of course.
I would call it enriching the interviews. I wouldn't say sabotage. I would call it an enrichment program. We are working on a Patriot enrichment program.
That is a great way to put it.
My bus has to be more expensive than Scott's because mine's handicap accessible. So that's part of it. Justice, can you not just get high enough to sound like Sasha Stone, and then you can be our own private person?
You fly drone.
I'll try, man. If people want to donate the herbs and that.
You have never seriously though. You've never been to Scottsdale? Not once. All right. Well, because he's going to be watching. Bro. He's going to be watching, and he's going to be wondering. He's got a side eye on you.
It was me, David. Come on. I'll be in America soon.
That's right. Come and see me.
Let me load up this video right quick. Tony, if you don't know, this week also in America, we had Health and Freedom.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm missing.
Oh, I'm trying to pause it.
Hold on. Is that Dr. Shiva's thing? The Health and Freedom?
No, they just stole it from Dr. Shiva.
Yeah.
So
I see.
this was actually Clay Clark. And if you don't know who Clay Clark is, he's like one of these... if you live in America and you've seen you guys too, like Tony Robbins or Grant Cardone or like those type of people that are like hot men, they like get you excited and build your business and take over. He's like that type of guy. So he already had a business conference planned in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And from that business conference, he decided to change it into like QCon or something. And when he added that, he invited all the big names. Scott was there. Another guy I cover was there. Of course, Lin Wood was there. And I think Lin Wood's kind of going to be the topic of this. But I've got your video here. Let me grab this one. There it is. Yeah, Tony, this is the Lin Wood video.
I'm batter up? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, here we go. This is Lin Wood, and what you could see in the lower left corner as this plays, I want you all to notice that even though this is in Oklahoma, I mean, Lin Wood is now speaking in Tulsa, Texas.
Tulsa is at Texas.
Lower there. Tulsa is not in Texas. There is a Tulsa County, but
they gave me this.
We got sound.
VIP.
Oh, I don't think I might not have shared the sound. Hold on. Let me redo that. Stop screen.
So Lin Wood.
I'm not a VIP.
You know, being a touring artist as I was for a very long time, and dealing with stages in different altitudes. Okay, it's when you go on tour, you have to consider the altitude because it could really affect you. For example, going up to when we would go on tour, I always wanted to go up through the Continental Divide. You kind of have to go up a certain way if you want to hit this little lodge. So you can go through a tunnel, you can go up and around. Most people go through the tunnel. Anyway, I would go up to the top, and then there's this little lodge out there, and we would try and walk. We would smoke a fat one and just try and walk fast without passing out to the
the air is so thin.
To go to the bathroom. Yeah, the air is incredibly thin. Here, Lin Wood starts to actually pass out. It looks like he's about to pass out as he goes because he does not know how to regulate not only his breath, but you got to pace yourself when you get excited in front of a crowd. Let's roll it.
He gets very excited.
He really does.
They gave me this VIP. All access button. Thank you. I'm not a VIP.
However,
I'm just one of the children. Here, you take this. I did sign it for you.
I'm just one of the children. I did sign it for you, because you like that shit.
Do your research. Don't take it.
You like
from me.
kids just shiny shit.
Ever.
Don't take it from
the swag.
Whoever Q is.
Pause for 1 second here, and I just want to go over what the word swag actually means and how it is incorrectly used. What he just did was he just threw out some swag. Swag is stuff we ain't getting, stuff we ain't gonna get with 2 G's. Okay, that's what swag meant originally. It was the stuff, it was the merch, it was the like T-shirts and the hats and the pics that they would throw out at concerts. Like swag was a big deal back in the day, and now people just use it so incorrectly. And I just wanted to say that was swag right there. What he just threw was swag. He signed the VIP pass. Now these people are gonna get free drinks all night.
Study about the Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Study the statistics about child sex
free
trafficking
hazelnut
and
to
the
that
number of
Illuminati.
children that are missing every year in this country and the world. Do your research.
The opinions shared here are not the opinions of Griftbusters.
Study
Thank
about
you.
adrenochrome.
That's exactly right.
Educate yourself. Draw your own conclusions, not mine, not Q's, whoever Q is.
Uh-oh. Now here it comes. There we go.
That is like Zorro. What was that?
That was clean.
That was some Harry Potter-ish, man. He just Expelliarmus the F out of the
And
floor,
look
man.
at-
What the fuck was that?
Listen, take it back
This is
just
you
a
with
little
the-
bit. But take it back just a little bit and watch how he pivots his right foot to give it some extra oomph. It's like Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris with a Q. Chuck Q Norris.
Study about adrenochrome.
Ready? Here we go.
Educate yourself. Draw your own conclusions, not mine, not Q's, whoever Q is.
There you go. Pivot your hip for strength.
He's got a whole pocket full of them some bitches.
They all stood up for that,
Yeah, I got all the ladies hype, man. What the?
Q does not like child
swinging
sex
the knickers in the
trafficking.
air.
Yeah. I got these
most-
from Ace
most of these
Frehley
people
at a
are-
Kiss show. In
Most of these people
1978.
are convinced that Trump does it too on purpose to give them a special shout out if they're in the crowd. He draws a cue while he speaks.
Q does not like the Illuminati. Q does not like satanic worship. Do your homework, draw your own conclusions, and then stand up for the children. Take the fire and the fearlessness of God Almighty and save the little children. That's
These
your job.
buzzwords, man.
That's my job. That's God's will for this country.
How many did he get in there in a sentence? And he repeated them.
Mm-hmm.
It was, what was it? Illuminati, Satan, baby eating children. I don't know if he said that, but save children, the little children, the little children. God, he said all of that within like
very patient and
20
kind. I
seconds.
told someone
That's all he's going for is the buzzwords. That's what works.
Children. Man.
Yeah.
I came here and they said, "How did it go?" I said, "Well, so far I've been talking about God, and they've been
Tulsa, Texas, dude, is a trip. Tulsa, like I know you guys probably don't know, but everybody in America would know that Tulsa is not in Texas. There shouldn't be a single person in doubt.
me like I was Elvis."
Now, let me just also say that when they edited this, okay, understand they were in Tulsa, Oklahoma. When they edited the person who shot, listen, okay, the person who shot this was in Tulsa, Oklahoma when they did this. When they tagged this and put it out on YouTube. Just keep that in mind. Give me another one.
Felt kind of good. I told my wonderful people that work with me, I said, remember this, every once in a while, pinch me and remind me that it's not about Lin Wood. You don't really know me.
Don't bro me if you don't know me.
Thank you very much. I am a man of God, and I'm not ashamed to say it. But it's not Lin Wood that you love.
Uh-oh.
I'm a flawed person.
Oh, boy.
I'm imperfect. What you love about Lin Wood is not Lin Wood. You love the message of Lin Wood because I tell you the truth, and you love the truth. God is truth, and truth is God.
Right, so just on an ideological point, right, when we're going into all these buzzwords of like the children and all the rest of it, deep state, cabal, business, right? All these people that mention God wins, light over dark, and all this nonsense, they never, ever, ever, ever seem to mention what God it is they're on about. Never. And that is extremely suspect in terms of doctrine, right? So these people are essentially Luciferians, you know what I mean?
People saying that it's biblical, like what part?
What
part do you mean? Can you tell me specifically?
Just the biblical, just the bibli, like no. If it is biblical,
have you been watching some of my guys? I've got a guy that calls it biblicky.
So it's going to be biblicky.
Nah, but that is what it is, isn't it? It's they are so unspecific, and a lot of it is down to ignorance when it comes to people like Nino, for instance. But I think this guy here knows exactly what he's playing at, and so do a lot of these other people. They know what God they're on about, but they ain't going to tell you.
Yeah, and what also is concerning when you look at this sort of look at all these people up on their feet.
He's on a Joel Osteen, isn't he? He's doing
look at all these people up on their feet. Like he comes out like he is like some kind of freaking speckleback albatross, like some kind of rare animal that you'd never see in the wild. And part of the spectacle of it is that you never see him. Okay, so here he is. Now he's doing all this stuff. To these people, this dude is a hero. He's a hero because he said, they take a camera, they give you a child, and they give you a gun. they give you three things. They give you a child, they give you a gun and a camera, and you know what to do. Like what do I do? Like, okay, are we going to like an inner city zoo and this is protection for like me to we're gonna go and check out some crazy animals in like the hood, and it's like there's a zoo there. What's happening?
I'm confused, man. What was he alluding to by that?
They want you to end the kid and record yourself doing it, I guess. So they have blackmail.
He's claiming that that's a ritual that happens or something.
Yes, that's one of the
these people just believe that, and that's why he's so.
Yes.
Oh mate.
And he was saying that
this is what I'm saying, right? This is what I'm saying, right? Ideologically.
But hold on, Tiz.
Hold
on 1 second. It was a specific. It was justice. Oh Jesus. Which justice was it, Will? Who are you saying? The guy that he said adopted the kids and he did it through Epstein. Roberts. Yeah, he said this specifically about Justice Roberts and about Pence.
What that they've done it, so that's like serious defamation.
That they're part of it.
Yeah, that they're a part of it.
That they entered the group. That he's got intel. He's got evidence that they did
Cappy's
the ritual
secret.
to enter the group, and they've been part of it. But then he also admitted. He also admitted that he had Cappy's secret files, but he had no way to validate them. Someone just sent them to him from an unknown email address, and he's just been watching videos for like 3 weeks. He watched videos, then he come out and he was woke like this.
So, there's a few people in the chat thinking that that we're taking the mick out of the fact that people talk about saving the children, things like that. This is not what we're doing here. If you listen to what I said about the buzzwords that Lin Wood was using, you asked me, is adrenochrome real? Yes. Is there satanic child abuse that goes on? Yes. Do I think it's on the scale that some of these anons say that there is? No. Do I think that they are using it as a way to hook you in and get your money off of you? Yes. Do I think that they're griefing because of these things? Yes.
So there's the emotional side.
These things are real, and that there is these things happen in this world does not mean that even this guy Lin Wood, who we are looking into what he's saying at this Q Fest, where he's come out like Elvis saying all this stuff. It does not mean that I don't believe anything that he's saying in this is real. I believe that this is a part of a grift here.
Can you just say real quick to the American audience what taking the mick out of something means, please?
Taking the mick, taking the piss.
Just so they can catch up. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I want them to understand you.
So there's people in the chat thinking, I just saw a comment saying, you're going down the wrong road here, guys. They're talking about saving the children. We're not saying, because we're pointing out that this guy is grifting.
No, this is good.
We're not all for saving the children. Of course we are.
But it's saving what children?
This is the indoctrination that these people have over you. Can you not see the bigger picture? There is a bunch of guys that are going. We've just showed videos. It wasn't Lin Wood. It was others. Fair enough, but saying, just if we can just get 500 people to give us.
We're not minimizing. That's all.
Like, we are
a lot of this money could go towards something better than wrapping some buses.
Yeah.
Well, we spoke about this before, and I feel like what they're doing a lot of the time is pushing a lot of this twisted stuff into the collective consciousness. And the only people that are going to want to do that is what a lot of these people that follow this stuff call the cabal and the deep state, right? Which is exactly who I think these people work for, if that was a real faction, right? But when you come to the realms of magic and these things, right, it makes no odds whether people actually do certain things or don't if you believe it to be true anyways. So him coming and tell you that these rituals here actually take place and everyone believing it, that's not a good thing. That is not a good thing. People are having these twisted thoughts bestowed upon the collective consciousness, everyone going into it, and that's a negative thought pattern. That isn't something that can be verified at all, and it hasn't been, quite clearly. He's said it about specific people, which is, very, very dangerous. But I believe on a wider scale, with Charles Ward talking about all that stuff, we've gone into it with 30 Reasons about having Justin there and putting his TikTok all over the place and whatnot. It makes no sense. These people are pushing horrible things into the minds of people that are really emotionally charged, and that's what it is as well. Like you said, getting people to invest both financially. First of all, you have to get them to invest emotionally, and the best way to do that is to use children. Right. So I'm not saying that this stuff doesn't happen. That's stupid. Of course this stuff happens. And I know very well about SRA. And the people that are on each of our roads. It happens up and down the chain, and it's interlinked and it's very complex. But coming out and saying that they give you a gun, a baby, and a camera, and you know what to do. Do you know how twisted that is to put into the collective consciousness? Like
that's pretty some dark shit to put out.
And the majority of these people that we are watching, at least all the people I cover, and Lin Wood as well, if you're really interested in saving any children, they're telling you that Scott McKay's one of the worst for it, saying that these children are being rescued. They're being rescued by the Special Forces, U.S. military, and you just need to stay out of the way. There's nothing you can do, and that's not true. Those forces are not there doing that. So if anything, they're doing a disservice to it.
Just last night or yesterday, Mel K said on Dave Rodriguez's program, and I don't want to talk about the two of them beyond this, but they said that Delta Force is guarding the president. You remember that, Will?
Yeah.
From that little snippet, and I really don't want to talk about them, but to let you know, this is what is going on. This is part of a larger thing. You have to see the commonality between the words that they use: pantomime, theater, right? And then color revolution. This seems to be one of the
trigger words.
Yep.
You got to hear the trigger words, everybody.
Does this resonate with you? Is it your truth? Is another one that they love, man. Your truth, like there's multiple truths, and it's just down to like how you perceive shit.
Truth is
like
one
no,
thing.
there's one thing going on here, bro. Like, but it's the trigger words. The trigger words are key to this.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's not going the way they're telling you. Honestly, it's a disservice if they tell you to sit back and watch the movie. There's nothing you can do when there's actually a lot of things that you could be doing with a lot of reputable people, and they're telling you to shut up, sit down, and buy a ticket to my thing. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm gonna play the video.
Let Newsweek write about that tomorrow. Let Newsweek say Lin Wood's making the Q. Here you go, Newsweek. Watch this one. There you go.
He is practicing magic here.
I'm not afraid to talk about it. They've accused me of being a QAnon conspiracy theorist. Why? Because they're telling you that I am a bad messenger. They're trying to attack me because they can't attack Q, because Q is the truth. This is about the children, for God's sakes.
See, this is part of the problem here.
Mm-hmm.
This is the grift, everybody. That is the grift. Okay, so when you're looking at this, thinking that this guy may very well want to do something positive for kids, all right? Boy, is he going about it the wrong way. I mean, this is not the way to do it. Okay? And I'm in your chat
Send
now,
this videotape
with everybody, so
send it to Hollywood.
Then jump back to Will's.
Hey, Clay, send it to the House of Windsor.
Yeah, that's right, Clay. Just send this all right now to them.
Hey, Clay, send it to Bill Gates.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Send
him
it
too.
to the damn Illuminati.
That's right. That's right. How do you send it? Do you send that like Santa Claus?
Let them hear the truth. And whatever they do to me, I don't fear them at all.
Fair enough. No cap.
Send it to the Vatican.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget there.
Send it to the politicians, the Clintons.
You have not seen a single U.S. soldier pulling traffic kids out of tunnels at the scale that they're doing. Like, you might see kids overseas, underground, like in bomb shelters, but they're not raiding tunnels here in the U.S. I know people within every aspect of the special forces. It's not happening.
The Obamas, the Bidens, the Bushes. Send it to those people.
And hold on, pause it for a second. And that is no secret when someone is home. Like, it's not classified intel. They're home.
Mm-hmm.
In their living room.
Sex trafficking. It's time to tell the truth to America.
Oh, another thing I did want to point out while we were talking, I guess while we're on that subject, is another thing that, like, Scott McKay is one that sells T-shirts that says, like, "Save our kids. Our kids are not for sale. We are not selling our kids. Stay away from my kid." He sells all those shirts, making all that money through his T-shirt shop. And someone asked him on Twitter how much of that money goes towards helping any kids at all. And he attacked them and said none, because you can't find those kids. Those kids are with the military and in their med beds. And if I could get it to them, I would, but I'm just going to keep it because you can't. It's all a grift, every bit of it.
One of my warning signs that I've started to pick up on grifts, and jump in, guys, if you agree or disagree, is that if you feel something emotional when you first hear something, when you like something like this, when you first hear it, child trafficking, if you have this emotional reaction, you got to watch out. That's just that's one of my cues.
That's one of the first things they go to grab you with is emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think for a lot of people, yeah, they're coming into this emotionally charged already because they're looking for, like, there's a large proportion of people that, come into contact with us on our channels, but also, especially get magnetized towards the likes of Ward, the likes of Lin Wood, Scott McKay, all the rest of those types of folks who have just come into this since the pandemic and whatnot, and they are confused, sort of lost, desperate to get a grasp of what's going on. And that is already like an emotionally charged state. So when they get drawn to these things, it either pacifies it by explaining it to them, or charges them up more to go and find out more about it, or whatever it might be. But I feel like it's just an exchange of those energies. But a lot of these people that come into it are initially already highly emotionally charged, just trying to find out what's going on. I suppose when you magnify that by bringing children into it and whatnot, and that being the primary thing that this deep state cabal made up entity,
it's emotionally triggering. It's instantly emotionally triggering. That's all.
Right. Somebody just asked in the chat, like, asked me specifically, why is the U.S. military focused on training underground? They are, because we figured out that we don't know how to fight in access tunnels, in subways, in places that are in large cities. Actually, I was in one of the photos that QAnon uses to say that we're rescuing kids, and we were training to clear a subway in case of a terrorist attack in a major city. And they said that we were going in the tunnel to save kids. So they're just using pictures and lying to you about what they mean.
It's it's a massive emotional hook, like you said. I think that what you were saying, anyone that doesn't feel something when people are talking about trafficked children and things like that, anyone that doesn't feel that isn't really human. Even when you suspect that someone might be using it to try and pull you in, get your subs, get your likes, get your money. Even them talking about it, you got to feel a twitch or something, at least.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's heavily, it's heavily, it's a heavily emotional thing.
It is. It sure is, and it's an unfair advantage because it's
Well, these things do happen. Child trafficking does happen. It's real.
100%. This is what I mean.
Satanic ritual abuse, it is real. And so for Lin Wood, for example, we're not necessarily looking. There's some people saying that he hasn't. I'm not quite sure, but he hasn't collected any money from doing this. But it's certainly,
it's a psychological grift, man. Like what he's doing here is performing magic, bro. Like he is. This is like a little microcosm of what's happening with Q on a wider scale in my eyes. I've said it for a long time,
Look at how it's a spell.
To me, it's like what's actually happening with in my opinion, Q is a psychological operation. Sorry if that offends anyone in the comments or whatever, but what it does is when you have all of this stuff in people's minds, they either think they are contributing towards stopping it and eventually it's going to stop. They think it's already being stopped if they're listening to people like Scott McKay or whatever. And that's basically all of it, right? And what's going to happen is when they realize that none of this stuff is actually combating it, and whatever they thought was going on is still going on in the same amount of prevalence, you either have two choices, and you take yourself out of the situation because you can't bear to deal with that, or you have to turn your head the other way. And it becomes normalized. Hence why, do you know what I mean? That's the t-shirts that say our children aren't for sale. Like this is normalizing stuff like this in a culture where you're going about things in a way that you can't combat it,
Right.
When you're focusing on the wrong source, or again, like, what is it with everyone in underground tunnels with these kids? like, do you not think anywhere kept in lofts or something?
Well, they can't see. They can't see. They cannot see in the light because underground in the tunnels they don't have lights down there.
No, yeah.
They don't have the ability to have lights. Only 17 feet freaking thick steel doors.
Not to mention, he helped get people to this conference where tickets were $1,000 a piece, and there's 5,000 people sitting there. How much could that money have done for any type of cause or charity?
Well, charities. I don't know about American charities. I mean, a lot of international charities. Oxfam they are very nefarious organizations.
For sure.
So I wouldn't necessarily advise that, but same ways like actually formulating active combatants towards this type of thing on a local level is where you start, because at the end of the day, it's very easy to understand that a lot of these children who are subject to being trafficked and taken or whatever have to be procured from the ground level, from local neighborhoods and whatnot. So that's where you start. Do you know what I mean?
Someone in chat just said something that I think needs to be said. They said more kids are being abused by your neighbors in your own local neighborhood than they are in underground tunnels, and you're looking in the wrong place.
Yeah,
straight up.
Fair.
Makes sense.
I mean, if you're in the UK, you can go onto UK database, or you can go on in America even if you're interested. But it's got loads of police officers and public officials and stuff that have been involved and been convicted or had court cases surrounding child abuse and the like. And it's a very interesting source of real information, something that you probably haven't heard the likes of Mr. Fraudy Wardy mention, So if you're interested in actually combating these things, again on YouTube, I don't necessarily condone people going out and doing proactive stuff like that on a local level, because obviously it has to be handled very, very carefully when it comes to, I don't know, like, when they speak to people online and whatnot.
Sure.
Stuff like that, it borders entrapment a lot of the time when people don't conduct themselves properly. So it's not something that I'm out here saying, go and do that. But there's a lot of people that do it properly. So if you want to go and lend them support, that's how you do it. Do you know what I mean? They're the sorts of people that you need to be supporting, not Matey Wilson in front of 5,000 people that screams when he flicks his hand in a witch, eh?
Some old ass druid symbolism, no doubt.
Yeah, straight up.
Somewhere. You got to look it up. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
We live in a time where it's difficult to tell what's real and what's fake, who's dead and who's alive and who's dead, who's our enemy, who's our ally, who's using us for money or who's using us for God's work. Have discernment, I do. Ask God for it, he'll give it to you.
Yeah, sounds like Lucifer, boy.
If the Pope is still alive.
So someone screamed, "Hey, you know how he was saying earlier, send this to Bill Gates, send this to so and so." That someone screamed, "Send this to the Pope," and then he said, "If the Pope's still alive."
Oh God.
Mic drop.
But when you send it to the Pope, don't ask him to pay for it, because I don't think he's got much money these days.
Boom! Should have just dropped it right there. Oh, getting better. That's it. That was the peak. This is the peak. He does not bring it up past that level. He should have walked right there. I'm telling you.
Fill this auditorium with the truth tonight. Their days are numbered, because Almighty God's had enough.
They're old. They're tired. They don't want to keep cheering you, bro. You get like 3 of those. That's it. Tops.
God's going to bring people to him. It's also been described as the Great Awakening, because you're getting ready to learn that God is real. That's the second harvest. But you're going to be awakened to this fact that just as God is real, the devil is real. And the devil's children are going to be exposed. Every lie will be revealed. They're killing our children.
So basically,
Send them to jail.
He's performing to the corporate gig, and he thinks he's playing Coachella. Okay, let's just put it that way.
He's gonna start jumping up and down like Rodigan at Sunsplash.
He can barely get those last words out.
Yeah, his breath is gone. His breath is already gone. He's losing it. I could hear it.
Jeez.
The penalty for an act against humanity is death. Take him out.
He's too excited from the crowd. He doesn't know how to handle the crowd.
You pull it back down.
There you go. That's the end of that one. I'm sure there are some longer ones on there, but you get the idea of how in this case with Lin Wood, he is one of the big he's the guy that kind of started Scott McKay. Am I right? He kind of got McKay really kicked off.
He got a lot of them started by just tweeting out one of their videos at the beginning. That's how he started.
And saying that they're a truth teller. And then all of a sudden people are like, oh, these are truth tellers. Lin Wood say truth. We follow Lin Wood. Lin Wood good. We go with Lin Wood. It's like lemmings.
So that's interesting to note. Yeah, that he
coming in hot. What
he had that he'd started a lot of these channels off.
Yeah, he had Scott
and these are the people that are grifting.
Scott had less than 1,000 subs. Well, I think it was like 1,200 subs maybe when Lin Wood sent his shit out, and now he's over 100,000 on everywhere he goes. Just because Lin Wood put it out there on Twitter before he was banned.
What kind of views is he generating? Do you know?
Scott now?
I'm not sure.
I think he's got
at the
some,
high end. It's like every 1,000 views, your CPM could be as high as like $13, right?
Right. He's got. I know. In his live streams, when he finishes a live stream, it'll have like 30,000 views. Like by the time he finishes it, an hour and 30 minutes long live stream. But then it sets on his channel for who knows how long.
Right. And that's not really where he's making his money. You think it's on the website with the tomahawks and the $300
the merch, yeah. And the donations, man. He said the night that he alluded to the fact that the night he got his channel banned, his last channel banned when he was like on 6 or something, that he made like $30,000 in that night. From people saying, you shouldn't be banned from YouTube, basically.
That's a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oops.
He is. He's so nerdy. But
I actually have a picture of him right here from the Tulsa event I was going to show. Let me share this screen. Oh, I need to close that one first. No, it's the same one. Add to stream. Here he is at the conference, and he's speaking with the guy. This is the stuntman from Hollywood that made the video Out of the Shadows. That's who he introduced. That was his job, was introducing him. But if you go up here to the picture, and Scott McKay is very insecure about his height.
His height.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Look at these. Look at
what are those? What are those?
He's on platforms.
Those are 2-inch rubber soles on his shoes. So he is the same height.
I beg you check that other one. Just make sure he hasn't got like one.
Hold on, can I ask you another question? Can I ask you another question? Is his cobbler blind that makes his shoes like? Look at the line of this thing around his. Look at how cheap these things look. Are these clogs? Are these clogs with like some add-ons to it? Like, I don't know what these are anymore. The platform. Gene Simmons looks at these and goes, "Jesus,
I wouldn't wear those."
This guy.
Can I note how different he looks without the hat as well?
Oh yeah, he's
I didn't expect.
He wants to rock and roll online party every day.
That was so I had another grifter I cover that went and was very upset he didn't get a warm reception on stage, and he blamed it on him not wearing his hat. He said, "You would have noticed me if I was wearing my hat."
Oh.
So there you go. Lin Wood was my thing. So guys, give me a follow on Instagram at the Veritas Machine, on Twitter at Veritas Machine, Twitch the Veritas Machine, YouTube the Veritas Machine. Everything is the Veritas Machine except Twitter. Just take off the. And thanks, guys. And I'll be in the chat. And if you got any questions or remarks, that's what we're here for.
I just
gentlemen,
unless someone else
back
has
to you, Will.
Unless someone else has something to do with that, I got one more thing to show about Scott McKay in Tulsa.
Yeah,
it'd take me just a second to grab it though. Here, a video file. Move that out of the way so where you guys can see. And then, sorry, I meant to have this already pulled up and I forgot. But it's Scott introducing his army. He's always talking about how strong the Patriot Army is. How many people he has that are part of it, and how they're going to show back up and be this or be that. But it turns out his army is a lot less formidable than he thinks it is. Let's see if I can find it. This is it, but it's got like a weird intro on it, but I can skip it. This is Scott hanging out with his Street Fighter army. The ones that he's planning on sicking on me and other senators where he made death threats against. This is his army.
Hey guys, these are people coming for you, right?
We are here.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Outside. I'm trying to get in the door, and I was jumped by all these ladies. How lucky am I? Am I having a great time? You can answer the question for yourself. Look what I got.
There's not a single man in the crowd. It's just, I think it's just women that are hot for Scott, and that's it. There was not a single man. There's not a single man there.
You got to add that on the end of that too, by the way.
I think the black woman on the right, she's getting in a selfie, innit? I don't think she realizes what she's getting herself into. Coming in for the photo bomb, like, yes, ladies.
So he talks about they're going to show. He threatened 2 sitting senators at the Tulsa event, and then he's threatened me multiple times with sending the army my way. And I've noticed this in my comments, and I tell people, like, when I live stream, like, it's all women, and if they have their profile picture up, they're very old, some of them, and then some of them are at least old enough to be like my mother or my grandmother, and they're always like, oh, we're coming for you, we're gonna get you, we'll not let you survive this. And I'm like, wow, what do you guys plan on doing? Death by butterscotch?
This is like seeing this is, you know, the song Thriller by Michael. This is like seeing them coming towards you with the shoulder pop up in the air, and they're just shuffling towards you.
He has there's one woman, I don't know which one it is, but there's one woman in this video that drove 30 hours to see Scott in Tulsa.
Slab, sorry.
She came out of Canada to see Scott McKay.
God.
I thought that was
It's
worth sharing. What's that?
What one do you think it is?
Oh, I have no idea.
I reckon it's the one directly behind him, the furthest back.
Right. I got you.
I think that one up in the front worked with Mel K. Isn't she the?
Yeah.
It's probably the one that tried to get a skin sample while he was
the one
there.
With the Frosties, the fucking Frosted. Maybe the '80s called. All right, Juice Newton, and Hart want their hair back. Barracuda.
So we haven't done a skit yet. Should we do a skit? So we got.
You got one.
So we've got. I'll just put it down there. We've got there's a YouTube channel called KC Grifters that have just recently popped up, and this is made by the guys who some of the guys that give us a lot of support, followed me and Justice for a long time, following all of us. So big up to Cat Pass, Caroline, and KC Grifters Removal. So yeah, let's have a look at their work. Sorry, I've got control of this.
Hello and welcome everyone to K&C Grifter Removers. We have put this channel together to take the mickey out of anyone giving false hope and just basically making ridiculous claims. I hope you enjoy what we do, so please follow and subscribe to us on here. We also have the Facebook page with exactly the same name, K&C Grifter Removers. I will be putting a little slideshow together of all the people that have given us the inspiration for our videos, so please also follow and subscribe to them as well. Peace out and love to you all. My name is Cece, and I used to be the Charlie's cleaner, because when I go to do the cleaning, I see he has some documents that he fill in, and he take by accident on the driving license doctor. He no doctor, because he say to me, you know, sometimes CC, I do things and I can't have it going out of my house. So you're gonna have to sign a DNR. And I thought, you know, doctor, I no sign nothing. He's so no nice what he do. No. And you know what? He's still doing the same stuff. Because now he got two other women that he play around with, Nisara and Gisara. No good. No. Charlie, he know nothing and he full of shit.
Oh, that's a report against him, isn't it?
I'm just waiting for the QFS to switch on because I need a new face. So I need to get on these med beds, you know. Well, there's a guy out there, the dying star douchebag with aviator glasses and no barking balls. I heard he has no legs, and he would want to go on one of these, and I need a new head, Charlie. So, do you think I could be number one for your mad bed? Yes, I'm waiting. I've been waiting for God to switch it on, and I don't know when God's gonna do this, but I hope he hurries up and flicks that switch, 'cause I need a new head. And my mate, I know he would love a new pair of legs.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh. You've gone too far. Still has legs. Damn.
Oh,
he's got to have the running ones.
Great. That was great, guys. I forgot to put the awardie at the end. Guys, you do get a awardie. I'll present it next time. Get an awardie award for doing that. Some good stuff. Funny. Yeah, follow them on KC Grifter Removers. They've got a Facebook page and a YouTube channel. So what's next? We've got how about a bit of fan art, guys?
Sure.
You see what we've got this week?
Congratulations on the awardie, ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well deserved.
Congratulations on your awardie. Love.
Is this is fan art here, isn't it? Oh.
So yeah, what we've got. What's going on? Is it working?
Yeah, it should be working. It was played ahead for some reason.
I can't control it.
Oh, I got you. Maybe
I always like to
this
surprise us with these. So I
That's
wonder
fine.
what's on here.
There we go. I saw the first one. That's the one I
So who's
made.
the artist of this one?
That's great.
Instead of Saving Private Ryan, it's Saving Will's Legs. I made that one and put it on the Facebook group. We replaced Tom Hanks.
Cowboy boots on those though.
We've got one here from Cat Paz, who was one of the ones that did the KC Grifters Removers.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Ghostbusters, Griftbusters rather.
That's hilarious.
No, that's awesome. Hopefully that'll be us.
Good.
Thank you.
Oh, there's another
Racking
one.
up the donations there in the chat, people.
Looking good.
Yeah, it looks good.
I should technically be where Will is, but whatever. We can keep going.
So I wonder. So our friend Paul Jackman's been at it again, and we've got a couple more. We've got a couple more mugshots for you today. Parks Felis Catus. I think I've got as a close up. Will, if you
Okay, is it after this one?
That is so intense.
There it is.
And it looks like
the face, bro. Like the face, like
it's the little details. Parks Felis Catus, observing the Earthlings crawling the planet's face, lost in time and lost in space. Mr. Simon Parks.
Every time, bro.
Appearance. Yeah, it's brilliant, that one. Who else is who else is being banged up?
Oh no.
Speaking of
We've got
Melody.
The face
we've got
tattoo.
Krell, Melody. Yeah, look at those tattoos.
There it is.
AKA the motor mouth from Manhattan. Concise is not in her vocabulary. She got M. I've never noticed that before. She's got M on her chin.
There it is.
If she played her cards right, she'd have some more M on her chin, if you know what I mean. Hey.
Fan art for this week. Thank you very much to all that contributed.
That was awesome.
Mrs. Seeker listens to this. I love you, no, Tony.
What's that?
I said, Mrs. Seeker listens to this. I love you, no.
Mrs. Seeker.
It's you know.
So we showed you that.
Well, see, you guys are undercover, so technically, I don't really know too much about you because I'm not supposed to. So I think you really broke some protocol there between our MI5, MI6, and deep state agreements.
Burning your cover.
I'm not sure if I'm going to be around for the next show. So make sure you donate to David Rodriguez PayPal.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you some information, a bit of intel. I do have 12 cats. And yeah, but I've never had sex with any of them.
Right.
Anyway,
Wait. Somebody just brought up. We forgot to mention Simon's cat died this week.
Simon's cat died.
Well, oh, really? And now I feel bad about making that joke.
Well, all I want to say to Simon is, you want a fresh one?
Alien
you want a fresh one? Keep that shit up. Keep up your mouth, your lip. All right, with Charlie. All right, okay. Because there's 8 more. Cats? There's 8 more, pal.
Yeah,
all right. And don't think that you can't be
Send the
touched.
boys round for your cats.
All right.
Oh my god.
Son of a
Oh
bitch.
my god.
Let that be a lesson to all of you. All right.
No.
Just saying.
We don't play around.
As I was saying, I've just shown you that skit. We do have another skit which we put out as a promo before this video, which will play out at the end. So, guys, I mean, do you want to take a couple of questions before we go, and we'll play that?
I just want to say, look at what happens, Simon, when you put the energy into doxing people and talk about it with Charlie. I'm not done yet with this. Okay, I'm done. That was all I had to say. That's it.
You finished threatening people's pets now.
No, I didn't. I'm just saying that you put that bad energy out. Bad energy is going to come back in your life. That's all.
That's right.
You know, that's all.
That was all theoretical. Anyway, no.
I would never hurt an animal.
Save the cats, and pull them from the tunnels. So,
put Simon in the tunnels.
I don't even care, man. That's jokes. People can't even be that snowflakey around here, man.
Yeah, right. We've got to, So we'll close this out in a minute. If you want to have a look, see if there's anything else in the chat or whatever before we play this final, say goodbyes and play our final skit for the night. Actually, it's the wrong one.
I don't. Somebody asked if Tony Donkey punched the cat to death. I don't know if he wants to reveal that.
We don't. There's no details. It's a freaking strict military intelligence type operation. You think you're going to learn how one?
Well, all I could say, I can't really talk too much about it, but I could say that an EMP was involved.
Oh man. Guys, it's been a good show.
Don't threaten to come to our doors, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop with the threats that you're making a mockery of yourself. The people
get
that are doing
that cat
this.
to the med beds. That's what the comment said.
Yeah, what's he worried about? The cat's gonna be fine, and like when the sergeant comes out, you're gonna get that cat back. But just know that anybody can be touched, Simon. Don't mess with the busters, the Griftbusters. You understand the GB? It's a big thing. It's gonna, you know what? Us versus us Griftbusters, all of us versus your connecting consciousness any day. We'll kick your ass. Allegedly.
So
time, date, we're there, bro.
Big up to Lightworker Lady. She did one the other week, actually. You know, the phone call from, what was it? The faking the MI5 call center and the CIA call center. One chat. That was a great video. So we've got another one from her. So if you want to pop that up there. Big up Lightworker Lady. Thank you again.
Lightworker Lady.
Yeah, these are also great, everybody. Thank you.
Patriot Performers, how may I help you? Oh, hello, Mel. Thank you so much for returning my call. I have an amazing casting opportunity for you. Are you available next Friday? That's great. It's a new movie called PJBJ Patriots. I think it's like Q Code or something. It's really exciting. Right up your street. Absolutely. Now, full catering will be provided throughout the day, although just so you know, the director is a strict vegan, so it's just going to be eggplant 4 different ways. It's just 1 day's filming. Do you want to give that a little bit of thought, and then you can call me back? I've got someone calling on the other line.
Oh my. Oh.
Patriot Performers, how may I help you?
patriot before me.
Scott, thank you so much for returning my call.
Oh no.
I have a really interesting casting opportunity for you. Okay, are you available next Tuesday? Oh, that's great. It's for a new movie, all-male cast, called Forkin' Balls. I think it's like a sporting movie or something. Yeah. I would guess water sports and maybe a little bit of wrestling thrown in. Yeah. Does that sound like something you would be interested in? Great. Well, full catering is going to be provided throughout the day by Meat Hammer Association of America.
Tomahawk steaks,
Amazing.
Scott. You're gonna love those.
Huge range.
Oh no.
Yeah, you can really fill your boots.
He loves meat hammers, literally, bro.
I thought you'd like that.
That's right.
Yeah.
He likes a
And
tomahawk.
Rodriguez is already taken apart, so I think it's going to be a bit of a two-man job from what I'm hearing.
Two-man
Is
job.
that something that you would be interested in? Okay, give it a little bit of thought, and then you call me back. I'm going to have to go because there's somebody calling on the other line. Okay, go back. Patriot Performers, how may I help you? Oh, hello, Charlie. Thank you so much for returning my call. I have an amazing casting opportunity for you. Yeah, it's a Mexican love story. Yeah, it's called Jesus Loves You.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Light Working Lady.
Yeah, that's very good. Very
What a
good.
way to end it as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess
very nice.
I guess that's it for tonight's show, right? You guys, I guess we can start with Tony. Tony, you want to give shout out to your band on YouTube right now, aren't you? Where are you at?
Actually, I don't know what you're talking about. I am specifically doing some artistic reworking of the actual platform. I'm redoing a lot of thumbnails. I got a lot of work to do. So we're going to be relaunching shortly. But right now we're on Twitch. Doing great over on Twitch. Having a good time over there. So jump on over there. I'm going to have some things exclusively available on Twitch and Twitter for you guys to jump in on. Sometimes I do the live. Sometimes I save them. So make sure you follow me there. Follow me on Instagram. That's a lot of fun. Always a good time. We do some lives over there too. And what else was I going to mention?
Make sure you check out that Tim Ballard stuff. That stuff's interesting. Like it doesn't look like he's on the up and up with his rescue charity,
part 2
I guess.
coming up and talking about the big grifters. We're talking about, look, these are the guys that get the big cheese. They get the tens of millions, right, of dollars. Charlie, making his bread, but wow, the way that these guys hit you, like they say, it hits different.
Corporate sponsors.
When you deal with guys, and a lot of what's called affinity fraud. So I think I'm going to be bringing some of that next week. So you'll see my series throughout the week. I'm going to be doing several exposés on Tim Ballard and Operation Underground Railroad. So fasten your seatbelt and join me for those. I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
There you go. Justice, you want to tell them where to find you at?
YouTube, just Tis. And you can find me from there on whatever platforms. Everything good. Thank you so much, people.
I got you. And M Seeker of Truth. What's up, man?
Yeah, what's up? M Seeker of Truth. Find me on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube under M Seeker of Truth, just like my name says there. And Telegram, M Seeker of Truth group. That's it.
Yeah, and I'm Will Bard with the Cold Beer Confessional. You can find me anywhere at Cold Beer Confessional. Come check us out. I think I'll be streaming later today, but we'll see you on the next Griftbusters. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody, so much.
Thank you. Till next time. Who you gonna call?
Griftbusters.